Hey there, STEAMLab students. Today we are going to be talking about what we need to do to build our rockets. So this is an example of a rocket that was never flown a couple of years ago. The safety tests were not completed on it, so I would not let it fly. But you have your basic components. You have your nose cone, you have your body tube, you have your fins. And then for the propulsion system, it's here. I can't take it out because it's glued in. We'll go over how to build your propulsion system later. We also have our payload, which would be our, let's see, I was stuck in there, but we have our parachute. It's all attached to the body tube with the shock cord. Okay, so we have our shock cord. We have a parachute that's kind of, anyway, it's folded up right now. And there is can't remember the term for it, but the wadding that kind of protects the payload from the exhaust gases. So that's not in there. You load that right before you launch it. But today we're going to focus specifically on the nose cone. The pieces that you have to build is you have to build a nose cone. You have to build the fins. We're going to design them ourselves. We're going to 3D print them in such a way where it's going to attach to the body tube and function as they need to. You're also going to build the propulsion system and the parachute and connect it all with the shock cord, etc. Do the launch legs, but again, we'll talk about that later. So today we're talking about the nose cone, and I'll go over how to build this, but basically you need to have a nose cone, and you can design that how you want to. If you want to do like a Titan design, if you, anyway, there's different designs that you can do. You can have something that looks more like a SpaceX rocket. You can have it long and pointy, you can have it short and kind of a snub nose, but the important thing is that the tip must be rounded. It may not be sharp like a pencil, because if it's falling from the sky, we don't want anybody to get injured by it. So it must be rounded, but it can be long and thin, or it can be short and stubby, or it could even kind of go out past the body tube. It's up to you how you design it. One thing that's important is you need to have a piece like this here on the end that you can tie your parachute to, and that you can tie your shock cord to, and then that shock cord is going to go inside the body tube and kind of secure it. So that way, when this gets blown off, it's going to stay connected and not fall faster than the rocket. The other thing that is important to keep in mind is that this piece must slide into the body tube, and it cannot be tight. This is a little bit tighter than it should be because the shock cord is in the way, which makes it a little bit fatter. So I actually have to push kind of hard to get it in there. But you have to get it very, very, it's got to be able to stay in there, but it's got to be loose enough that this can just kind of slide out. So that way, when the ejection charge goes off, it'll launch this out quickly rather than having it get stuck in there. If it gets stuck in there, it's going to fall to earth like this. Like an arrow, and you do not want an arrow falling on anybody. This needs to come off, parachute needs to come out, and it needs to be able to float to earth.